And that job depends on the environment, on the production, business, factory, all that commercialism, consumerism, and therefore competition with other countries. France isolating itself because it wants to, which is happening.
Yes.
So, we need physical security, and we are doing everything to destroy it. If we all of us said, look, let's all get together, not with plans, not my plan, your plan, or the communist plan, or the Mao plan, let's, as human beings, sit together and solve this problem. They could do it. Science has the means of feeding people. But they won't, because they are conditioned to function so as to destroy security which they are seeking. So that's one of the major factors in physical security. Then there is the fear of physical pain. Is physical pain in the sense one has had pain, let's say last week. Mind is afraid that it should happen again. So there is that kind of fear.
It's very interesting with respect to the phenomenon of physical pain.
Physical pain.
Because what is remembered is not the neurological reaction, but the emotion that attends what occurred.
That's it. So that's that fear.
Right.
Then there is the fear of outward opinion, what people say, public opinion.
Reputation.
You see, sir, all this is born out of disorder. I don't know if...
Oh, yes.
Which we discussed.
Which we looked into previously.
So, can the mind bring about security, physical security, which means food, clothes and shelter for everybody? Not as a communist, as a capitalist, as a socialist, or as a Mao, but meet together as human beings to resolve this problem. It can be done, but nobody wants to do it because they don't feel responsible for this. I don't know if you've been to India, if you've gone from town to village, as I have done. You see the appalling poverty, the degradation of poverty, the sense of hopelessness of it.
Yes, I have been to India, and it was the first time in my life that I sensed poverty not simply as a privation, but it seemed to have a positive character about it. It was so stark.
I know, sir. Personally, we have been through all that.
Oh, yes.
So, physical survival is only possible when human beings get together. Not as communist, socialist, but all the rest. As human beings who say, look, this is our problem. For God's sake, let's solve it. But they won't, because they're burdened with problem, with planning. How to solve that? I don't know if I'm...
Yes.
You have your plan, I have my plan, and he has his... So planning becomes plans become most important rather than the starvation. And we fight each other. And common sense, affection, care, love can change all this. So I won't go into that. Then the fear of public opinion. You understand? What my neighbor will say.
My image, the national image, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I depend on my neighbor.
Oh, yes. Necessarily.
If I am a Catholic living in Italy, I have to depend on my neighbor. Because I lose my job if I'm a Protestant there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I accept it. I go and salute the Pope or whatever. It has no meaning. So I'm afraid of public opinion. See what a human mind has reduced itself to. I don't say to please us with public opinion, because that's stupid. They are conditioned. They are frightened as much as I am. So there is that fear. And there is the fear, physical fear of death, which is an immense fear. That fear one has to tackle differently when we come to it, when we talk about death and all
yes.
that. So there is the outward form of fear of darkness, fear of public opinion, fear of losing a job, fear of survival, not being able to survive. Sir, I have lived with people with 1 meal a day, and that's not enough even. I've walked behind a woman with a girl, and the girl said in India, "Mother, I'm hungry." And the mother says, "You have already eaten for the day." You understand?
Yes.
So there are all that physical fears, pain, and the fear of recurring pain, and that. And there is the other fears are much more complicated. Fears of dependency, inwardly. I depend on my wife. I depend on my guru. I depend on the priest. I depend on the so many dependents. And I'm afraid to lose, to be left alone.
To be rejected.
To be rejected. If that woman turns away from me, I'm lost. I get angry, brutal, violent, jealous, because I've depended on her. So dependency is one of the factors of fear. And inwardly, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of loneliness. The other day I saw on the television a woman saying, "The only fear I have in life is my loneliness." And therefore, being afraid of loneliness, I do all kinds of neurotic activities. Being lonely, I attach myself to you, or to a belief, or to a savior, to a guru, and I protect the guru, the savior, the belief, and that soon becomes neurotic.
I fill up the hole with this new image.
This rubbish.
Yes.
There is that fear. Then there is the fear of not being able to arrive, succeed in this world of disorder, and succeed in the world of so-called spiritual world. That's what they're all doing now.
Spiritual achievement.
Which they call enlightenment.
Expanding consciousness.
Yes,
I know what you mean. It's very interesting that you just got through describing fear of being left behind.
Yes, sir.
Now we're fearing that